should be good. Give me a second, I'll go back up. Wait for Curtis to approve it, say yes or no.
The streaming's down. The streaming is having issues.
Yep, we're on. Alright.
Yeah, you were on. Streaming's up.
So, alright, I'll share it again.
We're working, I guess.
Yes. I'll make the first one, not private. People can go back and watch. Alright, Dick, so if you'd like to start reading them, you are all set.
Okay, so we've adopted the parking ban that goes into effect on November 1 and ends on April 1st of 2025. Pursuant to the provisions of New Hampshire RSA Chapter 41, Section 11, RSA Chapter 47, Section 17, the following regulation is hereby established for the town of Troy. From November 1st to April 1st of each year, no person shall park any motor vehicle on any public highway at any time in such a manner as to impede snow plowing, snow removal, or road surface treatment operations. Information regarding vehicles found impeding winter operations by the town of Troy Highway Department and/or independent contractors engaged by the Highway Department will be turned over to the Troy Police Department for disposition. That means they can tow your car. Any vehicle parked in violation may be authorized to be towed by the Chief of Police or his designee. Yet any vehicles towed shall be stored and released to the owner only upon payment of the cost of towing as established by the towing firm. Any person violating the parking ban shall be subject to a penalty of not to exceed $50 for each offense, in addition to any other costs associated with the removal of the vehicle. Interestingly, we've moved to a different country since offense is spelt the British way, not the American way. But anyway, that's what we just adopted.
All right, that was now the fun one.
You want to do that now? You want to do the abatement?
You could jump to the abatement.
Get all this little stuff out of the way.
Alright, we'll go do the abatement real quick.
TJ, quick question
Yes.
on the disbursement document. Was the other one okay?
That's
Yeah,
his
one's me,
name.
one's him.
Oh, okay, all right.
So his name is
All
spelled right.
right. Okay.
Go
Yeah,
figure,
I
they
just
can't
saw
spell
two
it
on the
two.
agenda and you only handed me one, so I was like.
They can't spell a two-letter name.
spell TJ?
Everyone wants to put dots in it.
Yeah,
There's no dots.
gotcha, okay.
Well, I was one day I needed to know your real name. And you're like, no, that isn't your real name. I'm like, oh, okay.
Always fun.
Sorry to interrupt.
So, are we on to this?
Yeah.
All right, I move that we abate the taxes in the amount of $5,896 for the 2024 tax year. Map 11, Lot 3A, which is on Dort Street, owned by the Dort Street Storage LLC. The reason for this abatement is that they should have never been billed this amount. We were billing for a building that didn't exist. So.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
I leave that one out. All right. Steve, you wanna come in real quick?
Steve, you're up.
We need to go to public.
Oh, it's a non-public issue?
Yeah. Alright, so we're on, then that takes us back to the tax maps?
Tax rate, the tax rate setting.
Do we go to tax rate setting then?
You want to do that?
Or do we wanna take the other little?
I was thinking get rid of all this other little stuff and then just have a.
Okay, we'll deal with you in a minute, Steve. You guys see.
I'm here, no problem.
So yeah, we'll jump on to the tax map update.
Yep, so, in your packet is the preliminary draft of the updates that the company did. So I'm in the process of going through them, if you guys wanna go through them, so how, if you don't, that's fine. So we just have to, we're supposed to let them know within 30 days if those are good or not, they'll make an adjustment as needed. At some point in the budget season, soon we'll have to discuss the GIS that we've been,
They show all of the dates of change as 11/8/2024. Is that gonna be a problem down the line? Because they clearly didn't all happen in 2020.
right, I think that's just their master list.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Can you just clarify that with them?
yeah, I'm just going through it and making sure that there's a difference between the new map and the old maps. And the changes are made.
Beyond that, I see, I mean, we can each go through this and come back to it next meeting.
Yeah, and that's what all these are here.
Yeah. And then they put the map in there, so. Let's see my tax map on here, so that's.
But they, like we said before, this last time they said they'll do it, quote unquote, the old fashioned way, so. Cause they're literally doing it by PDF, but that's how we need the GIS at some point, so.
Right.
So we'll take care of that in the budget season.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's cheaper options than, you know, top of the line, big money.
Well, I got it in here, right. The stuff I know about, looks like they did right.
So, do we wanna take this home as homework?
Yeah,
I would just say approve it.
What say you, Curtis? Homework or approve it?
The stuff that I'm aware of, I don't see anything of right now, so I think we can just approve it.
I move that we approve the, tax map update as submitted.
I'll second.
Alright, any further discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So they can have that one. Mary with it. Next is.
this is just a reimbursement from the, expendable trust. For the purchase of the boat, and the selectmen of the agents to expend, so Dave's asking for permission to take the money out of it.
What'd you get, Dave?
Yeah.
Still here?
That's on a second ago.
You went that way.
You got a boat?
I move that we approve the expenditure for the redemption from the Hampshire Public Entity Trust, in the amount of $3,049.17 for an ASR 155 rescue boat. Purchased by or for the police department.
I'll second.
Alright, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So on that one. Did I get two of those?
You might have.
Okay.
No. What we just got? Oh, maybe you did. It's possible.
Yeah, you got mine.
I got two of them.
I got two.
I'm doing
Give all the details.
I'll just make my shredder at home and feel happy. Alright, that's.
Does this Mountain View Mill thing, or does it require a vote, or is it?
No, this is the
informational?
update from Eric and,
Mike,
yeah, and if somebody needs to go to the state for the demo grant.
right, okay.
I don't have that one.
That's fine.
That's
Yeah, that's fine. It's like a whole list of inspections have been signed off. Jerry, when you publish our meeting minutes, do you put all the attachments?
No, wait, no, I can.
You really should. Because if somebody's watching online,
Right.
and they hear we talked about
Yeah.
the
So,
sign
yeah, I
off.
can post the, packet with it.
Yeah, that would be the way to do it.
Obviously, if there's anything on public, I reject that, but.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the only other thing I think we need to do with an action is finance the manifest, the payroll, and the tax rate.
Well, let's do the tax rate.
Ready to jump into that one?
Ready as I may.
Tax rate setting.
So our current tax rate's 1808, is that true?
That is true.
And without any, using any of our surplus taxes, it's 1936.
Four buy down
It's
options.
a 7% increase. Well, it's personally, I believe that when you overtax people and you save money, you should give them their money back.
I'm 100% with you to the legal limit we're allowed to.
Well, you know, we're well within, if we put $100,000 against it, that's a very, we're still well within the legal limit is we can do whatever we want. The recommended is between a 15 and 17% reserve. We really have more money in reserve, but because we've been so woefully behind in our audits, we're still 2 years behind. So you'll complete those 2 audits and get surpluses from those years as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
I would honestly go with the bottom option.
I would too, actually, so if you're happy with, I'll make the motion if you want.
I would love it.
Curtis?
So that's gonna bring us down, the DRA recommends that we keep 5 to 17% of the operating budget in available. That's gonna bring us
We
down
have to go out,
4%.
or we have to go out, well, it takes us down to 14.15% that is available in the unassigned fund balance. And
That's my
when
favorite side.
when we don't have enough money, like right now, to pay the county taxes, we have to go out for a tan anyway.
Yep.
So,
This is really an imaginary number, because if the money's
It
not there,
is.
then,
right,
and if something really bad happens, you need $1 million tomorrow, you have to go to the court anyway.
we have to go to the court and pull it out of some other account.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be.
So it's not like that's how much money's in one account
Yeah.
that we're free to do anything.
Small rainy day fund.
Right. Several, if there was, you know, if the building burned, we're insured, you know.
So we've been down to 4% in the last few years, up to 9%, so.
Right. I mean, so personally, I would move that we put $200,000 against the tax rate.
I'll second it, which will make it to, from 1936 to $18.59.
Yeah.
So the first, second, further discussion, as Curtis said, it'll bring it down to 1859. And as Dick said, this is just what we currently have. We have 2 years still of audits to get through, and we were doing a lot better with our audits. They're going faster. So that number might jump up within the next couple of months, honestly.
I'm glad I went that high then.
But
We guys can go higher if you wanted, but yeah.
I think that's a good amount. It is an increase for people, but it is,
Don't want to go too crazy.
we can't, we don't want to.
Normally, it's like anywhere between 100 and 150 that we normally do to get back, but this year, if we have that much money in the account, you're right, we should give it back to the.
Oh,
That's a 2.7% increase.
Which will be, we had enough complaints last year and we had the reeval, which.
Well,
brought it right
it is what it is, but, you know, I look at it from a perspective of, every department in this town tries very hard to save money and come in under budget. And then, if we don't, what's the point if we're not gonna let the taxpayers benefit from it?
Yeah.
So with that being said, 1859, the tax bills will go out tomorrow. So the town clerk's already got the team in place to put everything in envelopes and send it out to people, so.
So the county's gone down, adopting this, what you guys just did.
Well, the county didn't go down, our share of it went down.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. The town only went up 37 cents now with that. local education went up a little bit, and state education was flat.
Because of the timing of the reassessments, the other towns' assessments, so our reassessment hit last year, which was based on the numbers from the year before. That's the way it works. And the other towns, several of the other larger towns, Swansea specifically, reassessed this year based on last year's numbers. So they got a significant increase in their asset base, which is the way the taxes are allocated is based, they take all the assessments for each town, and then they throw them into one big number, and then they say what percentage of that was Troy's, what percentage was Swansea's, etc. And that's how they apportion the county tax bill.
This is county, but they use the equalized valuation, correct?
Correct.
So that doesn't matter when you have your assessments done, because the equalized value is what they use to apportion all the tax.
No, then I take it back. No, they use the assessments.
No, that's just for the local rate.
Yep, that's
Just for the
down
town.
there.
The rest of it is based on equalized valuation, so it doesn't, there's no disparity if one town does their assessments this year and another town hasn't done it for 4 years.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why
Yeah.
they do it that way,
Yeah,
because
that
if
makes sense.
suddenly Swansea's double what they were
Right,
last year, and we just haven't done
Given
ours
this
yet.
market, yeah.
Now they're a bigger apportionment chunk,
Right.
That's
and then
what
we
I
can charge them
understood.
fairly, so.
Well, either way, our share of
And it-
share of the budget went down.
Yeah, and it could have based on the
Yeah.
equalized
Yeah.
valuation,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some of the county budget overall went up a little over 6%. I would encourage Scott or whoever is doing these meetings on YouTube to attend county delegation meetings. It is my personal opinion that county government is the black hole of government in this state.
What, I can't agree with you more. Do they have, is there anything other than the county commissioners that make all the, there's no budget committee, there's no any other
Well,
committee, is there?
at the risk of creating the reputation for people from Troy being argumentative and difficult,
Sure.
we had a meeting on Monday night to accept this proposed budget, and I dared to ask a question. We have two questions, actually. And we have good people, you know, we have a finance manager, and she presented us with a budget, and this is what it's gonna be. That's the end of the conversation. You're
That's it.
supposed to vote on it and walk out of the room.
Okay.
It is a recent change in the law that as a citizen, you can actually address the county delegation at the meetings. That became effective on July 1st
This year.
of this year.
I can't believe that.
Prior to that, if you tried to address the county delegation, you could actually be arrested. I know that because one of the members of the legislature's husband was arrested at a county meeting. So,
I don't plan on going down there to record.
okay, well,
Until they,
just saying.
I don't feel
Well,
like
no,
anyone
now
else-
you can, it's legal now.
So how do your questions go?
My questions I asked about the funding of the ambulance, because that's a significant number in that budget.
Has it hit a tax line yet, or is it still ARPA funding?
Oh, yeah, no, and their budget went down $200,000 because now we're really paying for it.
Okay,
So in the end, we ended up paying for it anyway, even though
Correct.
we weren't going to.
yeah.
Now
Correct.
we're secretly paying
Yeah.
for it.
Not secretly, it is.
Well, as secretly
It's
as
under the
it
table.
gets.
I'm sure that you're shocked.
Yeah,
No.
totally,
Yep.
totally surprised by that.
And the reality of it is they put it this way in the meeting last Monday night.
We switched to that.
Yeah.
Alright,
So anyway,
Let's get a vote on this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we had set the tax rate.
1859.
We have a budget if anybody's really bored and wants to read it.
whose budget?
The county.
Oh, you mean this?
You already know, you
Oh,
probably
that's,
have that, right?
that's part of it.
Oh, so
We
part of
did
it?
it, that's only part
How
of it.
long
As
do
they
we
said.
have to pay?
Huh?
6 weeks? Is it 6 weeks?
No, we have to pay it on the 17th.
No, us. Is
Oh,
it
the taxpayer?
You have 30 days. You get
30 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you looking for it to pay him?
Not really. But
Merry Christmas.
gotta do what you gotta do,
Oh,
right?
oh, oh. Poor Adam, I said you did all that work, Adam, congratulations, your prize is tax bill.
Yeah.
Alright, so,
Another quick question, TJ.
what's up?
So on the audits, you think we're gonna be done this year? Like caught up, like actually,
extra audits.
actually have 24 done in 25, you think?
24 and 25, yeah.
I,
Yeah,
They're starting on 22 in like,
I
a couple
was
weeks.
told by Sarah that where 23 is gonna be difficult,
okay.
because halfway through the year, we took over water and sewer. And there was something else that we did.
Water and
major
sewer is
change.
separately audited though.
No, they're audited
They're
with
part of
us.
the same deal?
Yeah, I don't know.
You
They're
used to have
supposed-
their
They
own-
had been separately
You
audited.
said they're on
in the past.
PMSI
Yeah.
from us, and then we merged them.
So,
And Sarah just wished we had done it
Well, it's just a,
on January
it's
1,
just,
but.
okay.
so we're hoping, but there's no guarantee, because the way Sarah was explaining.
So they're starting on 22 in a couple weeks.
So while we're on that topic, sorry to
Yeah.
derail a little bit here. So on the BMSI portion of this, we've done what we can to capture that information before it disappears on 12/31, right? Because that's when
That's not gonna.
they say it's not going to, but
Oh, we gotta
they
pay
gave
it.
us that extra
Oh, yeah.
they gave us that extra year, and we hadn't actually paid for the subscription. So
Well, if we upgrade, Ben, we can keep everything, because.
well, no, but we've already gone to another software.
Well, no, I
some
mean, if
of
we
it,
upgrade
so-
our financials, they're okay with us, with the other stuff.
But we haven't made that decision yet. So like I talked when we went through all this, I was
It sounds
hoping
like
that
we need to
Sarah
make a
would,
decision really quick.
yeah, pull this file down, like at least get the file, even if it's in a delimited format or
Yeah.
something, so
We're
that
not
we can work.
switching financial software before like mid next year.
Okay.
Because we kind of decided it was way too little time to do it, so.
Yeah, so if we're not making a
And then
decision
the
now,
price
I
they
need
gave
to
us
have
is
BMSI
actually-
go, because that's what they started with last year. They were like,
Well, they
you
did
have
that-
no, you have no more access to this
Well, that's
information.
what they did
Hold your
when they,
information.
the selectmen switched over to QuickBooks.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
But now that we're staying, their tone has changed.
Yeah, it was like, that's, there were no financial records.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were thinking of that as we were coming to the end of the year. I know we talked about it.
Yeah, we had
At the
big
beginning of
figures,
the
we were
year.
like, this isn't, not good timing.
Okay,
But yeah, the other stuff's gonna switch over to the cloud,
okay.
and it's actually pretty cheap compared to some of the other, I mean, I think big picture, we wanna look at other options,
Well,
but not this,
Okay.
so.
It's just as long as we don't lose the water,
Right. Yeah.
water sewer
Oh, yeah.
historicals in the
We've had that
process.
discussion many times.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Any old business?
I have old business. Actually, I wasn't trying to be dramatic, I just didn't want to lose anything. Alright, so we had previously voted, the Charter Redevelopment Group has previously voted to pay off the remaining loan balance that owes the town, which is $14,150.89. And there's a copy of the check, copy of the check, copy of the check. And this was held up a little bit because I had to sit down and calculate the interest that was due. From the original $74,990 that was borrowed at 6% on August 4th of 2023. And the loan balance declined. At every time we sold something, we paid the loan balance down. So the final calculation is, or the calculation that I have made, and if it needs, if somebody comes up with a better number or a different number, we'll certainly address that. Here's the calculation. At 74,990 was $370 per month. That is $3,750 for the first 10 months. We sold the property at the end of 10 months, which took the loan balance down to $29,000, roughly. Then that payment became $300 for the 1 month, I believe it was, and at 6%. No, I take that back. It went down to, it was a proration because the closing occurred not on the same day as the note was initiated. So it occurred on 6/26, 6/28, and the anniversary date on the note was the 4th, so we owed 24 days worth of interest. That came out to $300, simply enough. That left a balance of $29,855 and 14 cents, which created a new payment of $149.25. We had that balance for 1 month, and the next month we closed another property and paid off some more, $15,704.25. So that left a balance of $14,150.89. The payment on that was $70.75 times 4, which is $283.02. And we have 13 days of interest on that at $236, taking it to today. So when you add all that stuff up, there's $4,512.95 worth of interest due. And so I did 2 checks, one which is a principal payment, which is this one, and one is the interest payment, which is this one. So as soon as we are all happy with that number, we need to, what do you give it back to me for? What?
We're gonna
You go to Jeremy.
make Jeremy's dropped off.
We need a mortgage discharge signed by TJ, which I believe we previously voted on, but we can do that again. And that was my old business. I have one other quasi old business.
What, make most real quick on this?
I moved that.
What is that all in reference to?
Let us finish our.
Okay.
I moved that TJ, we authorized TJ Chase to sign a mortgage discharge for payment of the loan balance and interest owed by TRG.
I'll second.
Alright, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What was the question?
I was confused on what was going on. So this is a piece of property that we sold to TRG or TRG sold?
TRG owes the town $14,150 for the remaining lot on Quarry Road.
You can be the witness.
We are paying it off, so we don't owe, TRG doesn't owe the town any money.
The lot on Quarry Road, which, the one that's been cut or the one?
Yes.
The little one, the one that's not cut.
Oh, no, well, yeah, sorry.
There were 2 lots there.
No, I realize that. So that one was sold too, or?
No, it wasn't sold.
Oh, it hasn't been sold?
No, we're just paying the loan off.
I gotcha.
The other thing is we've talked about flyers for the town, and I've created this guideline for people if they're new in town, not familiar with town hall, and certainly it should be proofed, but it says where do you go for vehicle registrations and licensing, what documents are required, how to get a pistol permit, dog licensing, registering to vote, required documents, transportation, town trash bags, really taxes, town meeting, how a town meeting works or when it is, and attending town government meetings. And then it has our office and our office hours for the various offices, the selectman's office, the tax collector's office, emergency numbers for my school, the high school. So I would submit this to the select board for review, and if we can edit it as needed, and it would be a PDF available for anyone to print out on the website, and I'm sure we could print some off here so that they're available in the lobby.
To get a pistol permit, you have to do something with the town?
I have no idea.
Technically, yes.
Everybody
if
in
you
this
wanna get
room
a
knows the
pistol
answer but me.
permit. Yes, you have to submit paperwork with the town clerk's office, town clerk sends it to the police chief runs a check, and Steve, are you still here?
Yep.
What else am I missing there?
I thought you go to a gun store and just, they run a background check.
Pistol permit. No, that's the purchase. That's just the parking.
I don't think you need a.
I don't think you need a
Concealed carry.
You can, I don't think you need a permit, I don't think you have to have a, but they still issue them.
Yeah, you don't have to have one.
You don't have to have one.
Okay in Massachusetts. It's just not gonna happen.
New York too.
I'll give you this one. I used to train pistol permit and concealed carries in California. So there's very few states that actually work together in that process.
Okay.
26 states.
Right.
26 states that you can carry them.
But right now, if you wanted to carry in New Hampshire, you can carry concealed or open, as long as you can legally carry it.
Meaning you're not a convicted criminal.
Right.
You're not a felon. And you can carry it anywhere unless there's a sign on a door that says no
Right.
firearms allowed, which is normally hospitals, any federal buildings, you can carry in the town hall, but any federal buildings like a court, you cannot carry.
So the pistol permit you're talking about is just if you wanna carry in Vermont or Maine, a concealed carry, or you were just adding this, you were just giving
It's just that
examples.
I don't know anything about
It's
this.
something we can actually do.
I don't have
Right.
one,
Okay,
so.
But it's
These
other
guys
states
don't.
that require a permit actually to work there. As I said, like California only accepts 2 other states. Nevada there's 8 states in that group.
oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Texas, I believe, they have one as well. They're the same as us.
Constitutional carry.
Constitutional carry to an extent, but theirs is, I think there's only 4 other states that accepts theirs.
Got it.
It's certain amount, certain states will cover and accept. Thank you.
And you can open carry without a permit, so.
Yeah, in New
Yeah,
Hampshire, some
in New
places
Hampshire.
New
they'll
Hampshire.
freak out.
Again, not in Massachusetts.
Yeah, don't go to Mass or New York with
And
that.
it's only 5 miles away.
In New York, you can't even have a pistol at all with most of their laws.
No, you have to go to court, and you have to prove why you need a gun, and it's
And then they
next to
turn you down
impossible.
anyway.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I had a gun in Arizona, and then when I came back to New York, I had to leave it behind because
Yeah.
there was no way that I was gonna be able to get it.
So if you want to carry in Massachusetts, you can get a non-resident pistol permit for Massachusetts. There is a fee, and now they are requiring additional training on top of it. It's more of a process for non-residents, but then you also have to make sure your firearm is compliant with the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Under 10 rounds.
Yeah, they have a magazine capacity and,
Under 10 rounds?
Mhm.
Oh,
So
a pistol.
pistol. So your magazine should only
you're very
carry.
limited for Mass in New York.
Is
Well,
that
same thing with New York. If you
Yeah,
want to go to New York,
no, I think it's 8.
you can get a
I've never seen
non-resident
a 9 one.
license or pistol permit as well, but it's gonna cost you.
Right.
And a lot of time.
The world is so different. When I was 10, my father gave me a rifle. And when I was 12, I got a pistol. Somebody wanted a pistol, and I'm thinking that that's not.
Well, I think getting a
considered-
rifle is really easy.
Yeah.
Because everybody has those for hunting, right? But it's the pistol permits, at least in New York, that's really difficult. But I know you could go, I could walk into Walmart and get a
Rifle.
22 or a tractor supply. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal, yeah.
Long guns in New York are perfectly fine.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
kill
I did all
those.
this research when I moved here. For my choice of 17 states.
You can travel through Massachusetts and New York, but you still have to follow you cannot stop. In other words, you can't get gas, you can't stay
Right.
overnight or anything like that.
Oh, okay, so I can have the gun in the car, but I
But
can't,
you also have to meet their rules and their laws. In other
Don't
words,
speed.
they want the magazine and separate from the ammo, separate from the actual firearm, and cannot be in your reach, but do your research on it. I'm not a lawyer and.
yeah, no, there's no reason for me to
Pretty
carry
close,
a gun in
though.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You got it pretty close there, Curtis.
He's traveled a few times.
Yeah.
So have I, and I'm like, God, it's not worth
Seems to
carrying.
be a subject of interest. I move that we approve the payroll dated 12/9, the amount of $23,469.10. Payroll dated 12/16, in the amount of $20,529.19. I move that we approve the accounts payable run dated December 2nd, the amount of $200. The AP run dated 12/4, the amount of $29,711.41. And the AP run on the 9th dated in the amount of $2,850.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, there's one. All right. All right, we got board member correspondence. So what is a Keene 2025 hazardous waste collection?
So we used to do that where the residents could go over to Keene or whatever. I didn't know if we wanted to consider doing that again.
No, what we've done is we've done à la carte. So if a Troy resident, takes their toxic waste to Keene on the day that they're accepting it, and Keene charges them because we haven't paid in advance, then we reimburse them. Since we started doing that, we've actually only had, a question came up several years ago, how many Troy, when we paid carte blanche,
Right.
which was several $1,000s, how many Troy residents actually use it? The answer was apparently a number close to 0. Because since we stopped agreeing to that and simply doing it a la carte, we've only had one person who's ever put in for reimbursement.
Okay. So they just want our money again.
Well, no, it's a good program, but it doesn't really,
I'm gonna go back on one thing. So the town is not responsible for mailboxes if they get hit when plowing is done, unless it's due to negligence on the part of the plower. That's been brought up a couple of times where people have said, oh, the plow hit my mailbox. And, it's one thing that needs to be brought up every year, that the town is not responsible for people's mailboxes if they get hit.
It's actually a privilege, not right, to have a mailbox.
yeah.
That's very true, I mean.
And there are guidelines on the post office's website.
Correct, because they have to be a certain height, certain distance away from the road,
Oh,
certain.
that's downright.
Yeah, and you're actually they even give you guidelines on how you're supposed to shovel them out. They're supposed to be off of the paved road, and you're supposed to shovel out a little.
Yep, I do.
Oh, yeah,
I clean out every
do
box,
that.
mine's out like this.
Absolutely.
But hey, it's just something to bring up, since we just discussed the parking ban as well, so.
How many mailboxes you hit a year, John?
At least one.
There's always one, and there's always a
Yeah.
complaint, and the worst part is, it happens.
Yeah.
Question for you, if someone is cutting trees down on your street and they hit an the electric line and bring the electricity down for the whole street, who pays for that to be fixed? Is that the town?
No,
No.
they do.
Typically, the person who cut the line, or cut the tree would be the one who has to pay, the company. So if it's a private entity, like, John's out cutting the tree and he, on his own property, hits the line, the power company will send him the next.
Okay, so that's not hitting us.
No,
Okay,
not unless it's one of our people doing it, and then shame on us.
right, okay.
I'm guessing you're talking, because I know there was one just recently where someone,
It was on Monadnock Street.
Yeah.
It happened twice, but they were cutting trees and they took out our electric, and they did it twice
yeah,
over a course of a month, so.
yeah, the company that was doing it, or the person, will get the bill.
Okay,
And most of them have insurances to cover that and
Right.
such, but, that's definitely something to be wary of with people trimming trees around electrical.
That would be a shocking situation.
Alright, so, the 2025 county budget proposal is a small read.
It's online already.
Yeah.
Just don't question it.
Well, you could question it, it's just,
Question.
you're not gonna have fun with it.
No, probably not.
C, FEMA flood maps?
Yeah, that's more just informational for the board, do not do the maps.
They want us to do them, they're doing them.
They're doing them.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
We only have the one that
I don't have any.
Huh?
That's another thing where I'm currently not in the toolkit. Just,
Hey, neither am I.
you got one in your hand, I got nothing.
Oh, you meant if you're on the list.
I meant I'm not on the list.
Oh,
You wanna see if your properties are?
No. Unless I know that after I am.
Alright, and then, the middle superfund site. Okay, this is not what I thought it was.
No.
Uh,
It's addressed to you too, Dick, even though you're not even on the email that you sent.
I'll let you read it. I already know what it's about. I already read through it. So basically, they're asking for, if the rail trail can go through it. Like actually cut a trail out through, if I read it.
We went, alright, wait a second.
we talked about this already.
This is We don't own this property.
Correct.
This is
They don't
deja
know who
vu.
does, and they're
Nobody
asking
owns
us if we know what it is. If we know who owns it.
The state does.
No, the state doesn't own it either.
It's
They're-
abandoned.
It's abandoned property.
The state wants us to take it over again, but they also want us to do the monitoring wells that are out there on
Right,
that one
it's-
5
this
acre
is-
lot or
And we
5
told
acre.
them.
And where the town doesn't wanna pay.
The Troy Town line is almost at Rockwood Pond.
Okay,
It might be a quarter of a mile up from the dam, I don't even think it's that far. And so that whole right, going from Troy to Fitzwilliam, basically that whole right-hand side that is this parcel.
If you wanna come up on the
It's cutting out.
So, the rail trail, this
right,
is the property right here.
and where's Troy?
So this is the
There's
back of
Troy
the
up
sand
there.
dam.
Oh, okay.
So it goes through, and this is technically, it's part
I've
of Troy.
seen trails like going off of there,
Yes.
this is all, and,
This is all the Superfund site, which is
Yeah, there's-
currently.
right, they, was the first Superfund site in the country, they removed all kinds of stuff, but there's monitoring wells. Well, I don't wanna pay for any monitoring wells,
No.
on a piece of property I don't own,
No.
what the hell's the point in that?
And it's expensive to monitor.
Yeah,
Plus-
Even if we do own it, we don't want
So
to.
nobody owns it?
That, nope.
yeah,
I know that the other biggest thing was that they
They
wanted,
want that?
the state wanted to bill back what they've already taken out of there for,
there's
Multi-million.
no combination of paper trail that says the town of Troy owns this.
Cause it belonged to the mill. The mill went bankrupt, bankruptcy court, and they didn't do anything with that, and they kind of dispersed that whole
Well,
representation
they,
of it.
yeah, but the property that we were responsible for, that we got as a settlement from the bankruptcy court, is the property down here between Mill and Monadnock Street. We were not given that property. They retained that property. The bankruptcy court should have done something with it.
And they didn't.
They didn't. It's not our problem.
all I know is there's an acre of property in the middle of it that the state owns.
Right, and that's the hot spot. Yeah, this is little square blocks.
There's literally a square box that they
Right.
own. It says it's owned by the state
Yeah.
owns it, cause originally that was gonna be
So who's
That's not
monitoring
right.
it then? I mean,
No,
who's,
State, DES,
so the state's still going down and,
they're supposed to.
yeah, they go through the property.
well, I talked to the guy next door that owns the property adjacent to it, and he said they were there, they're there regularly.
Yeah, they go, he lets them go through. The guy, as you go up the hill, you go
Yeah,
through
the
his
old,
drive.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Before
lets them
Jerry
go.
Cushing's house on the right.
He wants them to stop, what I've been told, because the big trucks that are going through are messing up his driveway. But he could always ask them to rebuild his driveway.
Too bad it's not like the old days with Gunsmoke where you could just claim the land or.
Well,
I don't think you wanna claim
I
this
don't,
land.
the issue is.
I'm thinking, if you go down there, Scott, I think they'd probably sign it right over to you.
Yeah,
nobody wants to clean it, that's why the state doesn't want it, because they don't want to clean it.
Well, they've already
There's a
claimed it.
trail on it.
It's the fact you have to monitor it, and
Right.
monitoring it, I believe, last time
And
I spoke with
there's,
the
I
state,
think
was
that
$20,000
there's
a month.
17 acres that is questionable, is the number I recall. So you still have almost 200 acres.
So if you look at this map, the aerial map, this little sand pit right here,
Right?
Yeah,
that's the part where that was buried barrels of the waste.
Well, it wasn't just barrels.
And there's a
It was a
road,
lot
is
of
there a road to
it
there?
was everything.
I-
No,
Not anymore.
yeah, you'd have to force access through the end of Morse Street, which would be arguably legal.
Morse or,
Well, the shortest, you have to take the shortest route, and since you have a pre-existing right-of-way, it's abandoned,
I jumped off the rail trail to go down there and look at it.
but you can't, well, yes, but that's not the right.
No, and that was not fun, because that was a little hike.
So what's the question with this? What do they want us to do?
They
We
wanted
don't know who
to.
owns it, we don't know either, so.
Oh, the Appalachian Mountain Club wants it.
They won't use it, they can if they want, we don't know.
Not us, we don't own it, we can't give them rights to use it, we don't own it.
No, we do what they want.
Yeah, we don't own it.
They can reach out to whoever they want and try and figure out from the state again. All right.
Huh.
Well, wouldn't it belong to the bankruptcy court? I mean, wouldn't it be still there though if it went through the bank?
No, they have a funny thing, because they did it with the mill before. The bankruptcy court can abandon a case, saying, we're just not gonna resolve it. Here, you get this, you get that, there's some other stuff here, we don't know what it is, see you later, bye.
Really?
It's unfortunate, but unless there's somebody involved in the bankruptcy that's pushing it,
Right.
the referee can do that. So,
Now you know.
Is it wetlands?
no,
No, yes, there
Part
is.
of it,
This
this
is
is
south.
Well, there's some in it, I mean, but.
Yeah,
it's-
well, but it runs uphill too.
Oh, yeah, oh, I know the piece you're talking about now, it's a trail.
Yeah.
And you can walk through it, but there's
Swampy at the
trees coming
bottom,
down
sand
everywhere.
pit and-
Yeah, it's just off that swamp.
Sure.
Yeah, I know where. Yeah, I walked by it all.
They were
the
dumping in there right up until the day they closed.
time. I own that one.
Okay. Be careful.
I don't think you wanna say that, trust me.
No, I'm just kidding.
Alright, on to the administrative report real quick.
The only other thing I think is the petition articles that you should have in your packet that came in this week. Under 8.
Yeah, they didn't make it.
Forgot you too? Yeah?
That's okay, I've read them.
You already know.
I don't know, we don't have, they're petition articles, they meet the criterion, they go on the work.
So has everyone been verified on here as a registered voter?
You can barely see it on the copy, but Chrissy went through and highlighted the ones that aren't, but they still make that.
Maybe the minimum number? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
I see 4 that didn't.
Are there 2 more articles or 3?
2. I only received 2, I don't know if there's there. Coming.
2 so far.
One of them's a zoning amendment, and that needs to be forwarded to the planning board for an actual public hearing.
Okay.
So, even though it's a petition warrant article, it still gets a public hearing.
Aren't there 2 of them?
No, they have.
Aren't they both
What's
planning
that?
stuff?
There's no choice in putting it on.
No, the solar
There's no
energy
choice
one-
of putting it on, they still have to hold a public hearing. So,
and
the
one for
RSA
building
actually
permits.
lays out the process where the select board hands it off, and planning board takes it from there. There's a
Did you
certain
do that,
timeline.
Jeremy? Make sure the planning board has that and has the public
Yep.
hearing?
I'm glad you said that, because I would have just.
No, that's why I mentioned it, just seemed
Yeah.
like it was just gonna get filed, so.
I don't think we've seen one like that since I've been here.
Yeah, zoning, and they're due a lot earlier than petition regular warrant
Right.
articles too, so, just for that reason.
Alright, so we're going to, our next meeting will be the 19th at 5 p.m. here at Town Hall. Now we've got a bunch of different non-public to go into. We'll go ahead and get, did you need non-public for anything?
Yes.
I won't be here
Oh, yes, you did.
Employment application.
on the 19th.
I'll take care of it. So we've got legal with Steve.
Meeting.
So that's L, your,
Hiring, firing of a public employee.
yeah, which is I think A. B, C, A. Hiring, B.
Go into non-public for hiring and firing.
Alright, so,
Nice, no,
I
yeah.
guess I don't have a bill to pay, this is great.
who do I handle first? John?
John's will be, I'm sure, the quickest.
Okay, so we'll go, entertain a motion to go into non-public at 91A3, 2B.
So moved.
Is there any regular meeting afterwards, or no?
No, that's why I said
This
those.
is the end of the night.
Yeah, this is the end of the night for us, hopefully. Knock on wood.
You all set?
Let us get the vote in.
Yep.
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
TJ, yes. Now you can. We can take a
Good
quick
night,
break.
folks.
Good night, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good one.
You too.
7:07.